Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have my video 3 here. A little bit under the weather, quite a bit under the weather actually. Had a rough day last day and a half, rough days, I guess, last day and a half. Man, I'm totally weak and all this stuff. And then right now, we'll see how my throat goes. I want to apologize ahead of time if I start coughing or whatever, clearing my throat and all that kind of stuff. So please forgive that. I don't know if I can even finish this, so I'm going to give this an attempt because it's going to be around roughly about 2 hours. And then I have um, a lozenge in my throat, in my mouth as well, because I got to keep my mouth moist as far as I can, as much as I can. So this is the first time where I can actually somewhat think. I've been, man, whenever you go through this and yeah, it's crazy. Just can't think very well and all that stuff, and super weak, very weak. Yesterday into this day before, and yesterday and into this morning, and just feeling better now after a long nap. So I got to get into this. Today's the 7th of December. This stuff may kick off the 9th and 10th, and that's what I'm getting into here. So let's get into it without any further ado. Okay. So again, I am the Exalted Lamb, but the Exalted Lamb 1 is on Telegram. And I'll get into that in just a second, but I'll say my main motto is having no part in the worthless deeds of darkness, but instead exposing them. Ephesians 5:11. A lot of people have said, of course, over the years I've been doing this. Oh, you're false prophesying, you false prophet, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, thousands of people and all that. Had to ban all these people from my channel because I've never prophesied any of this stuff. I don't know when it's going to be. Like I've said a million times, I'm always guessing, and these are probable events. We'll see what happens. I mean, so it's you be the judge of what I'm saying and all that. So, man, all those are false accusations like normal. Okay, like I'm used to. So that's another way you know if you're hitting the mark. If you get a lot of attack from the enemy and enemy that works through people, it's a good indication. So I'm right over the target, baby. So, and if you want to see more of or you want to see my explanation of predictive programming, even in the first one, I kind of break it down and how it's the date of the mark and what's coming. Basically, the eclipse day in April of 2024. I go over that in my last couple. So this is part 3. Please watch part 1 and part 2. I have a link in the description box below to watch those first. A lot of people haven't really been listening because my part 1 has got over 9,000 views and my part 2 has over 16,000 views. A little disparaging, little disparaging. Yeah, a little disparity, I should say. A little disparity between them. Um, people aren't watching. Those people, a lot of those people aren't watching part 1, even though I asked you to watch part 1. But that can seem to happen. That's why I don't like doing parts, and I've liked usually doing just longer videos to explain everything and make a case and then done. But there's so much to explain here. So anyway, if you can, because I set up a lot of things on part 1 and part 2, and then there's a lot of things you won't understand in this video if you don't watch those first. So that's important. And then as well as predictive programming. Again, I want to apologize if my mind's not quite there 100%. It's because I'm feeling under the weather, not feeling great, feeling better than I have though. But this is a trial to do this for however long I'm going to do this, but around 2 hours. So anyway, so keep that in mind. With predictive programming, I have the definition I read off, and along with that, or even before that, is Anton LaVey's in the Satanic Bible, his description of what the predictive programming actually is, where it comes from. It's Luciferian, it's Satanism, it's non-ritual or manipulative magic. Manipulative magic, sometimes called lesser magic, consists of the wile and guile obtained through various devices and contrived situations, which when utilized can create change in accordance with the subject's will. And then these contrived situations are what you see all over in the media, in news and movies and TV and all this kind of stuff, all the media. They're contrived. And inside those are the devices for manipulating people, thoughts, emotions, ideas, all that stuff. And even in the manipulation of that are the numbers that are in the words and the letters. which is far beyond me. I basically sort of understand it, but there's a direct correlation with the values of these numbers in these letters and words to other ones, and so they basically program people in different ways. So, and the masses to go in a particular direction that the enemy wants, creating societal changes, and ultimately everybody going towards the masses going towards one world dictator, one world government, one world religion, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so in Freemasonry, the rule of Kal-El, which I've covered in the past, I'm going to hit on this again because this has to do with this video a little bit. The Kabbalistic rule of Kal-El states that one digit can be added to or subtracted from the Gematria value of a word without affecting its value. This seems to modern ears to be a cheat. However, the Kabbalists explain the rule by pointing out that for them, 1 is not a number. The monad symbolizes the divinity and could come and go as he pleased, adding nothing or taking nothing away. The great architect, or whatever you want to call it, which is basically Satan and all that. So basically in Gematria, you could take a 1 away or add a 1 anytime. That's what this rule is all about. And I get into a lot of different things about Gematria and how it works, and how I've combined different Gematrias, like forward and reverse of English, forward and reverse of English Sumerian, which is English Sumerian is 6 times regular English, and how those together formulate a picture and it details. Now, also, as I shared in my last video, the timeline of probable events is normally pinned to the top of comments, and it was on video 1, part 1, and it's not on video 2. Why is that? And I cannot do it now. Why is that? Because not only does YouBoob, which I call YouTube, YouBoob, a bunch of boobs, because all they want to do is get in my way and do all kinds of stuff to me, including this new thing that happened on my second video, my part 2. It's fine on my part 1, but on my part 2, they have new requirements that if I want to use any links, except for links that go to their videos, or any links or even pinning to top of comments, my whole timeline, I have to go through this thing. I'll show you in just a second. So it's going to be in there somewhere. So I'm going to ask every one of you to go to my timeline of events in this video and put a positive comment in there. And then I think the more comments that it rises to the top, so people can see it at the top. Otherwise, it would normally have to be pinned to the top, because I can pin it to the top, but I can't now. So why is that? Why is that happening now? And why is it happening? Why did it happen on my second video? My first video is completely pinned to the top. On my second video, they have these new requirements because they're trying to control people and eventually find them. So when I try to go to their process of, hey, these links I can make them clickable, verification required to make external links clickable. And so that was, even though the links to YouTube, to other YouTube videos are fine, they'll allow those, but the rest underneath that, they will not now. Why? How can you make them available? Well, you'll use your phone's camera to record a brief video of your face. Google will use this video to create a face model that will allow Google to verify you're a real person. Can you imagine? And haven't been suspended for violating YouTube, even though I haven't been suspended, but I've been, it's kind of temporarily suspended and all that stuff, because I'm sharing truth, and they're taking down several of my videos, first, second suspension, and then I've never had a third, thankfully, and then that would be completely taken off. But and verify you're old enough to use certain Google services. I mean, that's ridiculous. Improve verification services for Google products and protect against fraud and abuse. I mean, really, why this is happening right now, especially now, this first happened in November, is because all this stuff's coming, and so they want to. I mean, I don't think any person who's talking about truth, any truthers and stuff like that in the community and stuff in YouTube, are going to buy this and do this, but they're trying to trick us to do this, and I'm not going to do it. So my links, except for the ones that go right to YouTube, will not be clickable. Just so you know. I'm not going to have, I'm not worried about it really particularly personally, but I'm not going to submit to this stupid control thing that they're going to do, that they're doing. And A number of different reasons. I'm not getting into all that. So just so you know how that works now. I mean, they're tightening the noose, tightening the all these requirements, tightening this control. So as I talked about in my last video, towards the end, why was iPad Go removed? We have when it was removed, and then 108 days to the destruction of the United States. Obama, okay, the two last destruction days. There's a timeline in here from this, like I showed over here. Let's go back here. This timeline of December 9th, which is in a couple days, to December 24th, and then all the way to Christmas. And that's why I'm going to get into why Obama is going to win the war on Christmas, and some details in that are incredible on this video. So watch this whole video and all the way to the end, because there's incredible stuff I'm going to share that is uncanny, and there's no way it completely pretty much proves that this is coming, that this is all done by April 8th, 2024. So just keep that in mind. And then we have 108 days to that, and then 108 days to the actual the mark, or I call it the curse. Okay, now like what I shared in my last video, and I'm going to share more here. The curse is in I'm not a huge baseball fan, okay, but I've had to do a little research, and I've heard of it and everything, because I know a little bit about sports and things like that, of course. And when I was a kid, I grew up in Seattle, and I watched the Mariners here and there. I would go to games and such, but it wasn't huge for me or anything. But basically, just like the World Series for the Cubs, Chicago Cubs, and this 108-year curse that ended in 2016. Again, 108 plus 108 is 216. It ends in 2016, the curse of the Cubs, and the last time they won the the Super Bowl, yeah, the World Series, 2 times in a row. And look, if you take the 908, anything you add 9 to is the same. You take the 908, you have 108 and 107. Look, 108, 107, and that ended in 2016, or 216. Again, it's a curse after 108 days, or the 108-year curse. I mean, give me a break. This is all in here. I'm going to show you some of that to you here. So here we have, again, that's the last time they won, 2 times they won the World Series, hiding in predictive programming, 108 days and 107 days. And then between the time, the 108 years, and then when they finally won it in 2016 again, is 2 divisional losses, complete losses. They didn't go anywhere. And this was in 2008 and 2007. Do you see a pattern going on here? With the rule of Kalel, I could take 1 away. So I take 1 away from here, that's 1008. Take 1 away from here, and you got 1007. Again, 107, 108, like I showed over here. 107, 108. And it's in all this stuff. It's even right here. So there's 107, 108. These are all hidden. That's what predictive programming is. In all these details are hidden what they're trying to program you to, okay? So then again, we have 108, 107, 108 right here. Oh yeah, of course we have 107, 108. How is that? Get rid of the 9, there's a 7. 6 plus 4 is 10, so you have 107. And then there's 8, there's 8 right there. 5 plus 7 plus 7 is 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 108. And then right here, this is uncanny as well. 9 plus 9 is 18. Again, rule of Kalel, take the 1 away. 108. And then this is straight. 4 plus 5 is 9. Get rid of the 9. 107. 107, 108. 107, 108. 107, 108. 107, 108. And I have about 30 or 40 things in this whole thing with the Chicago Cubs I could show you, but I'm just not going to get into all of it right now. But I'm going to show you a few other things. And here goes. Chicago Cubs in English in reverse and Sumerian in reverse. If you add these up, we have Chicago and then Cubs. The first thing you have is 46 plus 143 is 189. Again, what I shared with you backwards, it's the 98th day of the year, is the eclipse day. Next year, 2024, April 8th, is the 98th day of the year. Normally, plus 1 is leap year or leap day. Is in the leap year, you add an extra day. So it ends up being 98th day of the year, plus 1 is the 99th day of the year, is the eclipse day. And then this is that 108 right here. 45 plus 63 is 108. So we have the eclipse day, and then it's 108. And I showed you that before in the previous video, that 108 is 168. Upside down and backwards is 981. All these things that 108 is, and that's why they're programming you with it. 108 is several things. I'm going to get into a few more things that it is. And then right here, when you add these two together, you have 1134 and 648. Like I showed you before, 648 is backwards 8th of 8th of April, and then 6 is hiding 2 plus 4. So 8th of April 24. There's the date. That is the exact eclipse date, and the day of the mark coming out. And what's it going to bring you to? So this is backwards, and this is upside down and backwards. So that date is going to be hell. H-E double hockey sticks, hell. Okay, it's just there. It's crazy. So again, this is programmed in all this stuff. And we put these two words separately and then together. That's what it creates. Hell on 8/4/24, 8th of April 2024. Crazy. Okay, and then this is even more crazy. So in between those first two wins in 1908 and 1907, 1908, and then the final win 108 days later of the 108 years later of the curse, is these two losses. Now these are crazy. These are designed to put it in people's psyche. Not only their fans, but even people in the all over that have heard about this or followed this at all, or but following baseball or anything like that during these times. Because here we go, right here. So at this time it was best 3 out of 4, best 3 out of 4, and then look right here. They literally won once, twice, and they're about to win, and then they lost. Okay, once, twice, and then they would have won the pennant right there, boom, and then they lost. Lost. Horrible, right? I mean, that's in 1984. So then the last time they won was 1908. So that would have been like 60-some years later, right? I mean, it's crazy. So that many years is all predictive program as well, but I'm not getting into that right now. And then the other heartbreaking thing. So this was the 3 out of 4. And then at this point, it was 4 out of 5 wins won you the pennant, okay? With the World Series, okay? And then here we have, they lost, okay? Okay, that's normal, they lost. Then they won, and then they're about to win on this. They're going to win, and then they lose. See? Lose. Pattern here. I mean, win, almost going to win, and win, almost going to win, because it was 3 out of 4, and this is 4 out of 5, and they almost win the fourth one to win it. Let me go back here. Almost win, and then 2, 3, See, these are heartbreaks. These are in the psyche of people, fans. Not only Padres fans over here, or Marlins fans over here, people and baseball fans in general, definitely Chicago fans, all that stuff. And so that's millions and millions of people being programmed with this stuff. And so why? Why are these two and these same kind of patterns here? Again, the only difference between here was that this was 3 out of 4 and this is 4 out of 5. Basically, win. Oh, nothing. Win, nothing. One away from winning the pennant. Both these two times, big heartbreaks, because they wanted to sear these into people's minds. Why? I'm going to tell you. Boom. Well, first of all, what's also in here is October 7th. October 7th. Does that look familiar? What happened this last October 7th this year? Oh, Gaza was invaded. Again, that's 10-7 or 107. Remember the 108s and 107s? 107. See that? It's all in. There's so much here. I'm just going to touch on a few more things, but watch this. Okay, and then Gaza is 108. That plus that is 108. Or we take 6 plus 4 is 10. Take the 9 away from this one, you have 8. That's another way of doing it. 108, Israel. So Gaza was invaded, but also as a whole, Israel was invaded in a sense too. Okay, see how that 108. See, okay, now back to this. Now, what is going on between these two dates, and why sear that in the hearts of these people? Because it's programming. Watch, boom. Anything you add 9 to stays the same. Boom, like that. Let's look at this backwards. 4, 8, 1 plus 23. Take the zeros away. 4, 8, 1 plus 23 is 24. We have 4, 8, the eclipse day. 4, 8, 24. Wow, is that a massive off-the-charts coincidence? No. Again, predictive program of what's coming of the 108 years of the curse, or the 108 days until the curse. Okay, and then even more than that, let's show this again. Let's show both of these again. Again, also in that, so that's the final time when people have up to that point to make the right decisions or not. Okay, but before that, Also in these two are these. So these zeros are O's. So hiding in zeros are O's. Like you don't say. Most people don't say, if you go into room 101, you say 101. Okay, like I was saying earlier, 108 or 107, you don't say one. Most people don't say 101 or 100. Because those are hiding O's. O's are 15th letter of the alphabet. 1 plus 5 is 6. So OO is 6, 6. Okay, boom. And then over here, you have 19, and then 84. 8 plus 4 is 12, and you have the 19 right here. See how that works? Now I'm going to bring this down even more over here. So 6 and 6 is 12, and then we have the 2, 3. Oh, 1223. 2003 is hiding 1223. See, it has 6 and 6. O's are 6 and 6. 2 and 3, 1223. And then this is 1219 or 12 9 and 1. So that could be 12 9 and get rid of the 1, or 12/9 or 1210. The first 2 days, 12 9 and 1210. And then we have 1223. And then we could even add a 1 to this with a rule of Kalel, or take 1 away from here, or add 1. And we have 12 9 or 1210, 1223, and add a 1 here, 1224. First day, last day. See how this is? It's all in the same stuff. I'm showing you this, and it's just crazy. Hopefully this makes sense. Okay, and then it just happens to be that if you do phonetically, okay, if you go a lot of dictionaries, when you look at the words phonetically, if you look at a word in a dictionary, a lot of them use the International Phonetics, phonetic alphabet, okay? And these are phonetics. So if I take Barack Hussein Obama in phonetics, what do I get in English in reverse? Now I reverse normally English over here, reverse, but I show this. Look, it's 184 and 302. Oh, do you see that? Let's take this completely across here. Now this 4, 8, 1 plus 23 is 24. 4, 8, 24. In his name is that day when he being the head, the false Christ, is joined to his false body. The forced false body, with the people that have the mark. There's so many things I could show you in all this stuff, but I'm just hitting on these different things. Barack Hussein Obama in phonetics, International Phonetics, okay, is boom, same thing. 4 8 1 plus 23 is 24. 4 8 24. That is a massive off the charts coincidence. No, it's planned. There's no such thing as a massive off the charts coincidence. And then look at phonetics here. You see all the phonetic alphabet here? There's 44 characters. Oh, Sticky B.O. just happens to be the 44th president. That's just a coincidence. Also, yeah, right. And then, like I've said before in my previous videos, the day of birth of the Pope, he was born on December 17th in 1936 or whatever it is. But December 17th is the 351st day of the year. And Barack Insane Obama, the Beelzebutthead, the Lord of the Buttheads, was born in 216, or the 216th day of the year is August 4th. And so these numbers are just so key, and they're hiding so many things. For example, boom, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, all the way to Z, okay? When you add those up, they just happen to both English or don't reverse, because you can go either way with it, and they're the same letters. 351 and 216, just take the 0 away, 216 and 351. That's a massive, off-the-charts, ridiculous coincidence. No, they are built into everything. They're built into everything that matters, and I'm just showing you some of this stuff. It's crazy. If I were to take this, I could show you this, but we take Hebrew, all the Hebrew letters spelt out, put them all together, you're going to have the same thing. I've also in phonetics and the NATO phonetics, I didn't bother doing slides on this because it'll just take this even longer. NATO phonetics, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, you put all those out, spelled out, all together. Again, you have his number and his number. It's crazy, okay? Now, let's take his number and his number, and I'm going to color code them. I'm going to do them twice here. Make another point of what they're hiding. So, the Pope and Obama's numbers right here, the Pope and Obama's numbers, but I'm color coding them a certain way here. Now, watch. 3 plus 5 is 8. 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. 6 is hiding 24. Like I said many times, 6 is hiding 24. Oh, look, it's the mark date. 8th of April, 2024. 24, okay? It's also hiding 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. And then we have 6. So 8, 4, 20. These two sets of these are hiding, or separately, but then you put it together. 8, 4, 24 is 666. they're both hiding. 8th of April, 2024 is the mark 666. It's crazy. Just think about it a little bit. Think about it. Go back if you need to. Look at it. Think about it. And ask the Lord, and he will tell you. Jesus will tell you this is completely right. Okay, this guy is Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. That's why I call him Beelzebutthead. Okay, and I want to make a couple of points about this, okay? Okay, so he is Beelzebub, okay? This is the numbers in reverse ordinal and reverse English Sumerian. And that just happens to match his full name in forward English ordinal and English Sumerian. Oh, that just happened. By the way, that's to match those is 1 in 95 quadrillion. Those exactly match. It's somewhere around 1 in 95 quadrillion. And I'm going to show that to you in here in a little bit on something else. With the Pope. But I want to show him just a couple things with him. There's several names that match on him. I've gotten to some of it in the past. I'm not going to do that right now because that's not my purpose right now. But now let me show you this. Now watch this. He has this thing about a fly. It's always not only because they're hinting that he's Lord of the Flies. He's Beelzebub. And of course, when you go back here again, Beelzebub equals, but it's reversed, but it's the same numbers right here. Okay, Beelzebub equals his name. Okay, and then many people have said, I've seen in interviews, and they want this known. Many people said he smells like sulfur. He has a fly problem. All this kind of stuff. I mean, it's been in media for many years. I found many articles on this stuff. And the Gematria is encoded in this stuff. There's so many things. Now watch. Watch this for yourself.
And that's why today I am nominating
Obama has
Mary
a
Jo
fly
White
problem
to lead the Security and Exchange Commission and Richard Cordray to continue leading the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This guy's bothering me here. To give Americans the information they need to make sound financial choices and protect them from unscrupulous lenders and debt collectors. To the entire community of Aurora, the country is thinking of you. I know that there's going to be a vigil and an opportunity for everybody to come together. The entire country will be there in prayer and reflection today.
Hey, get out of here.
That's the most persistent fly I've ever seen. Nice.
Now, where were we? That was pretty impressive, wasn't it? I got the second. What do you think, Gibbs?
That is very good. It's right there.
It's right there. You want to film that? There it is.
No other insurer would take Nathan as long as Thomas was on the policy. Get out of here. You've seen me grab one of those before.
Okay, look. So and this is a way that Politico. This is their video, their compilation. There, by the way, there's two other accounts I've seen, two other places where he had the same similar fly problem, and it says Politico's thing is Obama has a fly problem. Again, they're pointing this out. They showed the camera on the fly. Why? Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, he's Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, which is one of the names of Satan. Okay, as it says in Luke 10:18, Jesus said in Luke 10:18, I see Satan as lightning falling from heaven, or Satan as lightning falling from heaven. Lightning from heaven is Barack Obama. Okay, as I said a bunch of times. Okay, so will eventually Satan will come be cast out of heaven go into Obama's dead body, and he'll become back to life, and then he'll be Satan incarnate, basically, of course. So that's why he's referred to as Satan in different ways, and Lord of the Flies, for example.
And that's why
wait, let me show you this. Okay, so fly. Now, and the other thing, so I couldn't find the other two that I knew about, but that was a good compilation, so you can kind of see that they show that. Okay, why are they showing that? Because of fly. Okay, fly is 6, 12, and 25. F is 6, L is 12, Y is 25. Well, 6, I've said this 1,000 times, pretty much, hundreds of times in my videos, over 5+ years. Excuse me. That 6 is 9. 6 is 9, 9 is 6. So 6 is upside down and backwards. Again, things are opposite, upside down and backwards. They love all that stuff. Opposites, upside down and backwards, backwards. So 6 is 9. So this really 9, 12, 25. So it's the beginning of the process of 12:9 and the beginning of the tribulation 12:25 on Christmas. Okay, like I'm going to show you, he said he'll win the war on Christmas. So the first day of the 16 days of what Lord's told me, he calls it the height of sorrows. The time up to this time is the beginning of sorrows. The 16-day process in between the beginning of sorrows and the tribulation is called. He's told me he calls it the height of sorrows. And then there's the tribulation. Tribulation begins on 12:25 when he wins the war. When he he strengthens a peace agreement with the nations or whatever, and that goes through Israel and stuff like that. So anyway, so let me show you the first thing, the example, not only what I've already showed you, but of 12:9 and an example of his birth on 12:9 in the past, predictive programming. 2009 Nobel Peace Prize, Barack Obama, for his extraordinary efforts in strengthen international diplomacy and cooperation between peoples. Excuse me, I'm having a hard time talking completely because of my old throat and everything. So let me take a drink of my trusty beverage. Okay, so anyway, so that is, he got the Nobel Peace Prize on October 9th, and then he went to Norway to receive it on December 10th. So what this is October is 10. It's also 8 octo, but October is 10, and then December is Decem, which is 10 also. So it's literally showing, so October 9th is 10th of, October 9th is Decem 9 and December 10th. So we got December 9th and December 10th, and December is December, which is 10. So they're showing 9th and 10th right here. See, that's December 9th and 10th. Because he was given, that's when he was awarded it, but then he came to receive it on the 10th. So they're showing the 9th and the 10th of December, Decem and December. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now watch this. Okay, and then also right here, this little phrase right here, if you do this in Gematria, it doesn't show the whole thing in this window right here, but it's all there. Let's see what it adds up to right here. Now look at his name. Was this a massive coincidence that what they're saying about him in this Nobel Peace Prize adds up to his name? So you take away the 0, 163, 163. 3, 1 plus 1 is 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. 6, 3 is 9, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, and so on. And this adds up that way too. It's crazy, okay? And then, so what happened on that day? Well, the day he literally arrived that night and then received it the next day, because I found an article where he was 26 hours in Norway, and he got there the late evening of December 9th when this happened. The Norwegian spiral anomaly. It's a sign of the birth of the Antichrist is what this was. Okay, and what was this? It was a portal opening, because when at the very opposite end of this time frame, December 9th or 10th, at the opposite end is December 23rd and 24th. The opposites. The opposite of December 9th to December 10th is December 23rd, 24th. What I'm saying of my 16-day timeline, that is a portal opens. So this is a portal opening. I'm going to show you. I literally have the video I've had for years. Most people don't know about this. The Norwegian spiral anomaly, thousands of people saw it in Norway and even Sweden and things like that up there. And they didn't show you what happened after the spiral happened. And then some people were saying, oh, it was a Russian missile that did a perfect spiral for like minutes on end and all this. It was ridiculous. I'll show you what this is. So here's a picture of the Norwegian spiral anomaly. Again, it happened literally pretty much the hour or within a couple hours of when he exactly got there to take the Peace Prize the next day. Okay, it's crazy. Okay, that the timing of this is insane. There's no way. Okay, it was a sign of the birth of the Antichrist, and again, it's also a portal on the opposite side of the timeline, being December 10th. On the opposite side is December 23rd, 24th. Okay, boom. Now I'm gonna show you this. Watch this. Now, keep in mind when you're watching this, it'll show the spiral, and it's going to open up into a wormhole. And then this person, whoever did this video, I've seen a few different videos from different ways, but this is like the best one. Whenever they show this on media, either Norway or other media, they didn't show anything after the spiral. They didn't show a portal opening up. Okay, so that was all on purpose. They're not going to show you that. And then, by the way, when this thing's going over this mountain right here and coming up like this, it looks like a helix. It looks like and I'm going to talk about that. It looks like a DNA helix. In fact, it looks almost like a triple helix right here. It goes swirl, swirl, swirls like this. If you see other pictures of it, check it out. It just happens to look like a helix. It's crazy. Okay, watch this thing. Now I'm gonna show you this video, and then this guy's gonna like refocus and kind of zoom out a little bit so you can see it's in the city and everything where it's at. So just keep this in mind. So here we go. Oh wait, before I do that, just to show this from Science Daily, that same day, world record energy collisions achieved at Large Hadron Collider. So CERN caused this. They made this. That was their really first time they did a huge collision. And again, it's not about collisions. CERN is about opening portals. In fact, the first president basically admitted that of CERN. And it's been shown in all kinds of movies and stuff, like in the Avengers. They go through time, and you see the inside of the Large Hadron Collider when they go into time. I mean, it's all over the place. If you watch like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, it's a Large Hadron Collider that opens up a portal. I mean, it's crazy. It's not as big as the one there, but it's a Hadron Collider that they show in this movie. They're literally admitting that a Hadron Collider basically is opening portals. Okay, that's what this is all about. So they literally opened this portal exactly on that day. Proof right here on the exact day, okay, that Obama arrived there that night to receive it the next day, the Peace Prize. Now watch, here's the video right here. This is so crazy. Again, it looks like a DNA helix in the back. There's a spiral. And this is what the media showed up to this point, and then they cut it off. Now watch, it's going to open up. Portal, baby. Wormhole. Going to refocus here in a second because it comes out of focus because this thing's coming closer to him. We're going to refocus here. It's getting closer to him. It's coming closer over the mountains towards him. Look at that. Okay, so it's absolutely uncanny. This thing got super big. From a couple different angles I could see when it first, just after the footage I got, this is the best footage from the best angle. It was incredible. Look how big this thing got. It literally come towards him and went over these mountains and come towards him more. So it literally put his camera out of focus, and he had to refocus and put it into perspective a bit. He couldn't quite focus on it because it kept moving, kept growing, kept getting towards him. So that's why it got really fuzzy towards the end. Okay, this is crazy. This has actually happened. There's been several of these that have opened up in different parts. Over Hawaii, one just happened earlier this year in January, I think it was 13th of this year, a portal, small little tiny spiral over Hawaii, because they're predicting programming there's going to be a big one that's going to go over the big island of Hawaii once it's destroyed on the tsunami day. And then towards the last day of my timeline, they're going to open a portal, and that's what all these things from the Revelation will come out. These flying locust things with scorpion tails and all that. I'm gonna get into that right now. Anyway, okay, that's crazy. So watch that again if you want. That's I've had that for a while. It's incredible. So again, this is the date. Okay, so this is predictive programming. So it's hidden in these details. Again, this is the date of his birth. That spiral was because he's a king in a sense, or the Messiah. So that was a sign of his coming birth. Okay, that's what that is. That's a sign. I mean, why would they do that in the sky on that exact day? CERN would do that, all that stuff for him be there. Peace Prize. He's the king of peace, so-called, right? Give me a break. I mean, seriously, a false peace. In fact, the Nobel Committee, later on, they wanted to take it back from him. They said because he created more war and it did worse and killed a lot more people. Anyway, but this is all the plan to make him the man of peace. The Bible said he would be coming as a false peace. Okay, so anyway, so December 10th, 2009 is really, now you can get rid of this 9, anything you add 9 to stays the same, get rid of this 9, and then let's do that. So take this 200 and make those zeros O's, and O's are 15 or 6, 1 plus 5 is 6. Again, 6 plus 6 is 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. So that's hiding December 10th, 23. Okay, and that's coming up in a couple days. Okay, December 10th, 23. Now let's break it down also. So we have that hidden in there. We also have hidden in there. Let's go to this. Put the 9 back. Now we're going to take this, and we have 2 sections of this date now. So remember that was December 10th, 23 is hidden in there. What's also in there, I noticed, is that 2009 was massively suspect, and then December 10th was, oh my gosh, I immediately acknowledges with what I know now. So December, so 2-9 is 2 nines. 2-9 is 2 nines, and then in this situation, the zeros are zeros. You get rid of them. So it's 2 nines. And then right here, December 10th is 12-10, and then that is, get rid of that 0. So you have 1-2-1. You bring that down, get rid of the 0. In this situation, get rid of all the zeros. What is that? Now let's bring down the December 10th, 23 that we saw before. Let's bring it down there. Plus 121 days equals the 99th day of the year, 4/8/2024. See how they do this? It's all hidden in different details in these things. I'm telling you, that's what it is. It just happens to be that that's right in there, that 12/10/2023, which we found in that date, and then we split that date up into days, and then the final date, 12/10/2023 plus 121 days equals 4/8/2024, which is the 99th day of the year. And this stuff is encoded in so many things, virtually everything, pretty much, as I can tell you. Okay, back to fly. Okay, I showed you something for this 9/12, and there's many other things, or 12/9. Now look at 12/25. Let me show you this. Okay, now there he is at the press corps dinner that a president does every year, I believe, something like that. Okay, and he shares all these truths about himself at each one, and then comes off as jokingly, but he's really telling you the truth. Okay, so watch this, listen to this for a second, and I'm going to break this section down a little bit. There's a lot in here, but I'm going to just break it a little bit down.
Let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right. So allow me to close with a quick preview of the secret agenda you can expect in a second Obama administration. In my first term, we ended the war in Iraq. In my second term, I will win the war on Christmas. In my first term, we repealed the policy known as Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Wait, though. In my second term, we will replace it with a policy known as It's Raining Men.
Okay, there's so much going on here, but I'm just going to tackle a section of this because what it has to do with Christmas, of course.
Let me just say...
Okay, so... excuse me. I will win the war on Christmas. Okay, so the way the public sees this as, I will win, comma, the war on Christmas. Okay, well, what was the war on Christmas? Here's a book example. The War on Christmas, How the Liberal Plot to Ban the Sacred Christian Holiday is Worse Than You Thought, by John Gibson. Okay, that gives you an example of what was going on for a long time. If you don't remember or know, whatever, there was a war on Christmas. People were getting a lot of government, liberals and stuff like that, and all that, and leftists and stuff were trying to get rid of, nativity scenes and taking Christmas out of public life and all that kind of stuff like crazy. Okay, and that's what he's referring to in a sense, but no, he's hiding what he's really trying to say. So you just switch. So see this? You take the comma and you put it after the war. So he's really saying, I will win the war on Christmas. Okay, the war that happens during the like I said, the height of sorrows, the 16-day process in between the beginning of sorrows and the tribulation. There's the war that happens, World War III, which destroys the United States completely. By the last day, 23 nukes will go off in the United States and major cities, destroy the United States completely. And then there'll be others that go off in other parts of the world. And then Sticky B.O., he'll show up and be the savior and solve all this stuff. Anyway, and then they'll sign a peace treaty and all this kind of stuff. And that, they'll like, this will never happen again. All this stuff. There's a lot to go on with that. But let me break this down, okay? So I will win the war, comma, on Christmas, or I will win the war, or win, comma, the war on Christmas. See how that changes? Okay. Now watch. Now, the Lord's guided me to what this is really saying. Another way of saying this, in some other languages, they could say very similar to this: the war, Christmas, I will win on. So the subject is the war, and then Christmas, I will win on. So I will win on that day. So that's a way some languages say things. The way Americans say things is different than the way they say things in other countries. They put the the subject matter usually before the actual verb and all that kind of stuff. So plus then I'm going to do first letter code here. I'm the only one that I've ever seen on YouTube or other platforms that deals with the first letter codes. Okay, and I found some absolutely uncanny, off the charts first letter codes. If you've ever seen my videos, you know. Found some incredible ones. For example, in It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Anyway, that first letter code, it ends up equaling each letter from each word. It's the end of the world and I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it and I feel fine. Each first letter, that's an anagram. We put those together and it says take off on World War III. And that's about the rapture, because it literally talks about the rapture of the right. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Anyway, but here, that was one of my best ever. Now this is going to rival that in some way. Now watch this. This is the war, Christmas, I will win on. Okay, now watch. These are the numbers here. So T is 20, W is 23, C is 3, 9 is I, W is 23, W is 23, O is 15. Now I'm going to break this down. Watch this. Boom. Obviously, look at that. 2023. Oh, 2023. 3 plus 9 is 12. I color coded this so you can see it a little bit easier like I usually do. And then we have W is 23, so we're going to bring that down. Now, what's crazy about this, you have to know this a little bit, and like I said, I'm guided step by step by the Lord Jesus. So he shows me this, and I wouldn't be able to find this stuff without him. He showed me there's something here. There's something. Look at this way, and I'm telling you, otherwise I couldn't find this. Now, 23 is also 2 plus 3 is 5, and O is 1 plus 5 is 6. So 2 plus 3 equals 5, 1 plus 5 is 6, and then 5 plus 6 equals 11. Okay, so now watch this, because you can keep reducing. Okay. You keep reducing this right here. So watch. Now we have this. Now I'm going to put this in order. Ready? 12 right here. 23 plus 1 is 25. And then, of course, this is super obvious, 2023. Christmas this year. I will win the war on Christmas. This year. Exactly. It's right in here. I mean, not off by even one digit. I just perfectly reduced these. Added these together, perfectly reduced these. I didn't even have to do the rule of 12. Didn't have to take a 1 away or add a 1 or anything like that. It was the perfect boom. And that's a massive off-the-charts coincidence. Says I would win the war on Christmas exactly equals Christmas of 2023 in first letter code. I don't think so. If you actually don't see that, I'm sorry, but it's there. Believe it or not, Jesus led me to it. And then watch this. And then it's all, you can chunk it up. Again, I'm not going to cover when he talks about don't ask, don't tell, even though that's all coded. It's raining men. Oh my gosh, it's huge. Just let me say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends on the right. Let me say this. Okay, look, that whole thing. And then it's got a comma right there, because that's a phrase. And there's a comma. I'll show you. 4824 right there. Bam. Look at that. I just showed you that earlier in several ways and in my previous videos. 4824, the exact day of the eclipse right there. And then that's all. What's that also hiding? 4 plus 8 is 12. And then 24, December 24th. Again, it shows December 24th of this year, and then also the full date of April 8th, 24, the eclipse date, or the day they're rolling out the mark. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming too quick. And then let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends. Now I want to make a point about this. He says conspiracy. Go back if you want to. Go back and watch that video again. Go rewind this. Go back on this video I'm doing and listen to him say. He says conspiracy. None of this works if he says conspiracy. People think that these politicians, they make mistakes. When you're up there and that high, we're talking about the president, we're talking about senators, all this stuff. No, these people are these are demons in flesh suits, and they are precise. If they make a mistake in public like that, it's not a mistake. It's purposefully. I'm proving it right here. If I were to the N out of conspiracy and make a conspiracy, none of this would work. It doesn't work. It doesn't add up. Conspiracy, he says, let me just say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends. He says conspiracy. You'll hear that. And the average person will go, oh, he said conspiracy. He meant conspiracy, whatever. No, he's completely possessed, and they say things precisely. It's uncanny how precisely they say things and everything they do. Like when he said when he was campaigning, when he was first run for president, he said he visited 57 states. Now people are going, oh yeah, how he made a mistake. Huh? No, he's Mr. 57, and that's also triple tau. He's the triple tau, the gate to hell. Triple tau is 19, 19, and 19. 19 plus 19 is 57. And then I've broken it down before. The whole thing he said he's going to have to visit still Alaska and Hawaii, and there's reasons for all that. It was all planned. It was all reasons for everything. It's all systematic. It's not an accident. It's not a mistake. Okay, here we go. Now, so let me say something to all my conspiracy-oriented friends. Conspiracy. Okay, now there's the comma. Now see, then I'm adding the rest of this part here. This whole sentence right here. Who think I'm planning to at least some secret agenda. And look, what's that? 12-9. Take away the 0. 12-9, the first day. See how this is? You got this. You got the last day, but it's also the eclipse day. And you got the first day right here. It's crazy. Now watch this. Not only do you have the first day, and I'm going to say this, watch. That is also an O. 0 is hiding an O. An O is 15. 15 plus 9 is 24. I forgot to put that little side in here. But that's 9 plus 15 is 24. It's also 12-24. 12-9 and 12-24 right there. First day, last day. Exactly the first day, exactly last day. Like I'm saying. It's all sprinkled in all this stuff. Another way of looking at this, the whole thing, everything you said right there. The conspiracy-oriented friends, I think you're planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Right here. Again, 9, 4, 8. Okay, now watch. And then another way of looking at it, we're going to go after the comma here. Who think I'm planning to unleash some secret agenda. You're absolutely right. Who think right here. Again, 9, 8, 4. Again, what was that? 9, 4, 8, and 9. 4 plus 5 is 9, 8, 4. That's 9, 12, or 12, 9. 4 plus 8 is 12, 9. 8 plus 4 is 12, 9. Again, we also have 4, 8. 4th of August, or his birthday, or April 8th, the eclipse day. I mean, crazy. And then what's like I showed you with Homer in that episode with The Simpsons, 912 is given the actual code. It's not 9, 1, and then 1 anymore, Homer. It's 912. And then that upside down and backwards is 216. And that's who's talking. Stinky B.O. is born on the 216th day of the year. That just happens to be that, upside down and backwards. These, I don't think so. Oh, by the way, here's 12. 6 plus 3 is 9. 12, 9. Even in letters and words. It's 12 words. And this stuff's all over the place. I'm just not covering everything. There's so much to cover. Now we go back to this idea here of these two. But I'm going to just deal with 1984. Famous date. Okay. Why? Orwell, right? Orwell's 1984. Okay, but let's look at this. Before we get to that, what is 9? Remember what is 9 or what is 6? 6 is 9, 9 is 6. Is 6. Well, what is this? If 9 is hiding 6, or 6 is hiding 9, either way, then what is that backwards? 4, 8, 6, 1. What's that? Backwards. We'll go backwards, right? 4th of August, 61. That's Sticky B.O.'s birthday. Just happens to be his birthday? Are you kidding me? No. And then rule of Kalel, take a 1 away. Again, go backwards. 4, 8, 6 is hiding 2 plus 4, or 2 and 4. April 8th, 24. April 8th, 6 is hiding 2 and 4. So Stinky B.O.'s birthday is that birthday. Predictive programming, hiding in here. 1984, the book is hiding. And what's 1984 about? Complete control, like it's going to happen on the day of the mark. I mean, are you kidding me? Here we go. 1984. A lot of you probably don't know that the original 1984 movie came out in 1956. The book was written many years before that. What's that guy's name again? Now, it was Orwell, but it was his name before that was... I can't think of his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. And then the book that came out, the movie that came out in 1984, 1984, the movie came out a second time in 1984. First time it came out in 1956 and 1984. What are these both hiding? Again, the predictive programming is what's hiding. It's hiding in it. In the details, in the dates, in the numbers, in the words. What's hiding in it? Well, both of them are hiding 12-9. Look, 8 plus 4 is 12, 9. Or that's also a 1 can be a 1 or a slash. I've said that many times. 12/9 or 12, 1 plus 9 is 10. But for sure it's hiding 12, 9, take away the 1. And this is 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, 9. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, 9. 12, 9, 12, 9. And the subject, like I showed you, is 4, 8, 6, 4, 8, 24, take away the 1. So we have the first day of the December attack days, and then we also have this exactly backwards, like I showed you earlier, is the date of the eclipse / mark. Bam. The main character is Winston Smith. I could get into each character and all this stuff, but that is the 1 plus the 98th day of the year. Normally the eclipse day next year, 2024, because it's a leap year, is the 98th day of the year. But because it's a leap year, it's the 99th day of the year. So 1 plus 98 is 99. And that's a very important thing. I've shared this many times already in my videos on this, because that just marks this out very nicely. That marks this out. Get it? I didn't even plan that. And then we have, so the 98th day of the year, normally April 8th, plus 1 being a leap year, is 8th of April, 22 plus 4, 24, 2024. Right there, in his name. Hello. And then they're doing, there's Winston Smith right there. That's Winston Smith. And he's doing the X. They're all doing the X. Oh, like I showed you before, the X. And that's the date of the X, when that eclipse combined with the eclipse that happened in August 21st, 2017, the other great American eclipse that X's out United States. Like I've showed you in my previous videos. Watch my previous videos if you haven't. You need to. You must. Please do it. But a lot of people won't for some reason because they don't listen to logic. I don't know why. Whatever. Okay, anyway, there you go. Boom. And this is the only time these two universes, Marvel and DC, can agree. They agree on the X. Yeah, they love the X. Or that's why, like I said, that's why Twitter became X. Please, man, it's all promoting this time, what's coming, okay? Okay, so what we're talking about with 1984 and other books and movies like that is a dystopia, okay? It's a dystopia. Well, I immediately, when I was looking at this, the Lord said dystopia, and I was like, and then I looked at dystopia, and immediately I saw stop, and I was like, oh, and then it just came to me. I looked at the letters, the Lord just completely put it in my head and put it in the right order. It was awesome. So what is dystopia? It is ideas stop. And they do this all the time. They have one little trick or two little tricks in it that most people couldn't figure it out. But I have the Lord Jesus Christ, thank God. Thank the Lord Jesus, thank you. Y is taking the place of an E. So but it sounds the same. Ideas. And they share an S, stop. Ideas stop. Just in a dystopia, ideas stop. And I want to prove that. Here's some dystopian imagery. I mean, does not look depressing. And I've done this on, well, anyway, I don't get into that right now. Okay, boom, here, another more of this imagery. Well, dystopias are often characterized by fear or distress. Tyrannical governments, check. Environmental disasters, that's all coming, check. Characteristics associated with cataclysmic decline in society, that's coming, check. Themes typical of a dystopian society include complete control over the people in society through the usage of propaganda, heavy censorship of information, or denial of free thought, which should be an unattainable goal, all this blah, blah, blah. Ideas, denial of free thought, ideas stop. And what I'm doing right here is showing you that in almost everything you know, in English, in this world, English is a good example of that because it's from the devil. It's a spell is being cast on you. When you spell, you're spelling, you're casting a spell. Get it? You're spelling, you're casting a spell, you're spelling. When you're watching programming, it's programming you. That's what it's all, it's a spell. Okay? what are the chances that this is in dystopia? It's off the charts, impossible. I mean, I'm telling you. And if you believe it's massive coincidence, well, then you're a product of this massive coincidence society that's in everything, and you believe in this, and it's not the case. It's not the case. This is all mind control. It's all mind control. This blows my mind. When the Lord showed me this, I mean, He showed me so many things like this. All these crazy anagrams I found over the years. And this is another one that's crazy, like I just showed you about winning the war on Christmas with the first letter code. They blow my ever-loving mind. And I realize how impossible that is. But I see the demonic behind this, and they're much smarter than people. And they came up with this a long time ago when they came up with the English, so they can mess with things like this and put all these things inside these. It's like in anyway, I'm not gonna do that right now. I digress. So, but dystopia also is. Let's look at this, right? We add up the English in reverse and English Sumerian in reverse. Boom. 216, again, Obama's birthday, and 216 is hiding 6 times 6 times 6. It's not hiding, but it is 6 times 6, or it's hiding 666. And then this is times 6, again, which is 1296, 6 times 6 times 6. Again, this was like in my previous videos, if you've seen them, it's based on the time in between both eclipses. Great American eclipses is 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days. This is all a coincidence. There's going to be in dystopia is ideas stop, and then in the numerics of this is 6. The mark 666 on 6 years, 6 months, 6 weeks, and 6 days. That's all coincidence. Wow, you don't get how this works then. Okay, and this is this description in IMDb of 1984. Longing for freedom, the lowly bureaucrat of the Ministry of Truth, Winston Smith, summons up the courage to write down his unspoken desires. Okay, blah, 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 all the way down here, okay, right? Now, this is it, and you convert it to Sumerian here, or whatever. Okay, now watch. This is crazy. This is crazy. Watch this. And this is another massive off-the-charts coincidence, so-called coincidence, right? Well, watch. Boom. English plus reverse is this. Bam. And then English Sumerian plus this is that. Now, what are these? What are these? I'm going to break these down. What are these two? Look, 1 plus 3 is 4. 8 or 08, 08. 6 is hiding 24. The exact date of the eclipse, or the exact date of the control, 1984, control, right? 4, 8, 24. 4, 08, 6 is hiding 24. And more here. Remember the 98 plus 1? Remember that? 1 plus 98 is 99, and then 3 sixes is 666. Literally, you have this whole phrase in this, hidden in this, is April 8th, 2024, the 99th day of the year. To even make it more precise, April 8th, 2024, the 99th day of the year, 666, the mark, right here, written in this. That's off the charts. And then even more than that, watch this. Right up here in these numbers right here, what do you see here? 12, 9, 12, 10. Oh, we got 12, 9 or 12, 10. 12, 9, 12, 10. We also have 6 plus 2 plus 4 is 12, 9. And then we also have O is 0. I mean, 0 is O. It's 15. 9 plus 15 is 24. We also have, it's all over here. We have this, we get rid of this 9. We have 12 here. And we have 6 plus 4, or 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 4. Over here we have this 12. We can take away this 9. We can take away this 1. We have 1223. Or we can use this one. It's 1224. And over here we have 12. And then over here is 24. Or in this is 1224. And even in this. So we have 12:9 and 12:10, 12:23 and 12:24 and all this. Hopefully that makes sense. I've kind of explained it, but anyway. Bam, it's all there. Now watch this. This is super crazy. Again, the summary of iPad Goat on IMDb, now that it's still there, but even though, again, real quick, the original iPad Goat that Heliofont did is deleted, is now still deleted on their website and on YouTube. It hasn't come back, okay, up to now. Okay, I checked. As far as on their website and everything. Everything else is copies. So you go, oh, it hasn't been deleted. Yeah, but those are copies. We're talking about the original creator of the whole thing. They deleted it because it's a message, and I showed you what the message is. 108, add those up, 216, all the way to the mark. Okay? And other things, many other things. I'm going to get into some of the messages they are, but if you look at this This iPad Goat is an animated film brimming with silent messages and esoteric symbolism, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now watch this. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. What's in this? This is amazing how the Lord leads me to this stuff, too. I'm like, how would I know this? I couldn't. I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart. I mean, I have some intelligence, but I don't have this kind of off-the-charts, ridiculous intelligence. He's just leading me to this. I'm like, what's here? And he's like, go here, don't go here, go here. That's how the Lord is. He does it with me. Now, that plus that is what? 6804. Okay, and this is backwards. I'm going to show you this backwards. 4086. 4th of August. 4th of August. Yeah, Obama's birthday is the 4th of August. Yeah, sorry. April 8th, and then 6 is hiding 24. Or more specific, what is that plus that exactly? This plus this exactly. Are you ready? This took my breath away when I saw this. This plus this exactly is the exact date of the eclipse. Without any, again, 6 is hiding 2 and 4, 2 plus 4. This is the exact day. 4/8/24. Are you kidding me? The exact day of the mark. Boom, right there. This was that. And then this hints to that right here, because this is backwards, and then 6 is hiding 24. 2 plus 4, 24, okay? That's confirming that too, but this is crazy. Now watch this. This is even more insane. This is even more, there's no way this could be. Watch this. Boom. Okay, I'm bringing this over. Now, this is, okay, so again, we're adding these two together, so in a sense, they're in the same camp. It's the same thing. They're the same thing, basically, but they just add them together. Now, watch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cross out this 2, and I'm going to put a 1 here and a 1 here, because they're all the same, but it's just two sides of the same thing. So cross out this 2, and I'm going to add a 1, keep a 1 here, and keep a 1 here. Or in a sense, I'm minusing 1 here, really close, minusing 1, and then adding a 1. But I'm actually taking it from the same place. This is all the same place. So it doesn't matter. And I think that's what it really is saying with the rule of Kalel, but they don't get into details. You could take one way because there's 1 over here, and then you could add that 1 over here. Or you can just add 1 or take 1 away anytime you want. Either way. Okay, now watch. This is so insane. Watch. This is September 22nd plus 1. September 23rd, 2017. Okay. September 22 plus 1. September 23, 2017 is September. The Revelation 12 sign. September 22 plus 1 is 23, 2017. That's 17 for the 2017. Okay. Plus 23. 2 plus 1 is 390. Plus 2,390 days equals 4th of April 8th, 24. Watch. Boom. September 23rd, 2017 plus 2,390 days equals April 8, 2024. That is right here. It's just off by 1 digit here and 1 digit here. That's uncanny. Hopefully you understand that. Literally, right here. 922 plus 1, 923. And then you don't count the 20. Just like in here, you don't count the 20, but it's just the 24. That would be right date sometimes. So 92317, 923 2017 plus 2390, 2,390 days equals April 8, 2024. April 8, 24. Bam! Proving it! I'm serious. Wow. I mean, seriously. Now look here also. Oh, man. Okay, and people know that have seen this iPad Goat. If you haven't watched it, watch it and see how it hits you. You can find, just look up iPad Goat 2 and you'll find it. Copies, it'll come right to the top of the search, whatever, and then watch it. If you haven't, but there's all kind of deep meaning, multiple meanings, of course, as well. But there's, some key meanings on everything that I've translated, which is nice from the Lord and everything. But so we have a barcode and it says 666. Okay. Again, that's when the mark is coming, okay? And obviously, it's going to be about when the mark's coming, and then there's the date I'm showing you. It's about the mark. See, there it is right there. It's the mark, and it's the mark of the, in that representation. It won't necessarily literally be a barcode, be something inside you, but everybody knows that that's a representation of that these days. And a lot of people for a long time thought it would be, that you'd have a scan and whatever. But now you don't have to even do that. It's just embedded. It's wireless and all that kind of stuff. I mean, because if you had lines, you could cover them up, or you could probably scratch them off or whatever. But it's just a symbolic representation, and we do that, and we scan those, and in grocery stores and all that kind of stuff, in stores and stuff. So anyway, yeah, but watch, I'm going to show you how these relate. Watch, barcode, English and reverse, 4, 8, 1 and 1 is 2, 4, 4, 8, 24. Barcode, 4, 8, 1 plus 1 is 2, 4, 4, 8, 24. Right there it is. 4, 8, 1 and 1 is 2, 4, 4, 8, 24. It's also, like I said earlier, 4 plus 8 is 12, and then 24, 12, 24, December 24th, this year. It could be any year, but it just had to be this year because, and then the linkage of the 107 or 108 days, depending on if you look at the 23rd or 24th of December this year to the eclipse day, is the 107 or 108 days. And that's the linkage I'm showing you, and it's in so many things. And other sets of numbers, like the 121 days from the first day, one of the first days, 12/10, to the eclipse day that I showed you earlier, the 121 days, or 122 days from 12/9 to the eclipse day of next year, April 8th, 24. Okay, anyway, now watch. And so we have 666. What's hiding in 666? It's 12/6. Okay, because 6 plus 6 right here, 6 plus 6 is 12, and then 6. What's 12/6? That is 12/6. 4 plus 8 is 12, 2 plus 4 is 6. Again, that's 12/6. So even in the 666 is the date of 4/8/24. Like I showed, 12/6 is 4 plus 8 is 12, 2 plus 4 is 6. 12/6 is, and then this is also upside down and backwards, 9/21, or backwards, when you put this upside down and backwards and then read it backwards, 12/9. So we got 12/9, and then what do we have? So again, this is, the barcode is showing the date, is exactly, virtually exactly. You don't have the 24, but it's 4/8/24. And then more simplistic or more reduced is 12/6. So barcode is this is that. They're both the same dates. And then we have this upside down backwards is 12/9. And then this is 12/24. First day, last day. Boom. First day, last day of December. First day, 12/9 to 12/24. Eclipse day. First day, last day in December 2023. Seriously, that's what I'm saying. I'm proving this left and right. Okay, bam. If you understand it, if you don't understand it, I can't help you, but I'm trying to explain it, and hopefully you can see that. Look, barcode is 141 in reverse ordinal. So is 666s. So is 99, which is the 99th day of the year, will be the 666. So is 12/9. December 9th, or 12/9. See how these relate? There's so many ways they relate. It's crazy. And so is this. Boostles, Shotzels that people are getting relates to the Marxels that's coming on the 99th day of the year, which is also associated to the first day that's coming on 12/9. Because it's going to start happening. A new variancels is going to hit, and I'm hoping, I'm predicting, based on a lot of information that it could be the tau variancels. But we'll see. Or some new version of that that's going to fit numerically and all, symbolically perfectly and all this stuff. So anyway, and then we have in normal English ordinal, 141 is also Sandra Lindsay in English ordinal 141. And by the way, 141 is, like I showed you earlier, is 2, 4. 1 and 1 is 2, and 4, 2, 4. 24 is X. X is the 24th. This is the 24th letter. 24 is X. X is the date of the 666s, the 99th day of the year, and also the first day of the timeline. Okay, anyway, wow. And then remember Sandra Lindsay from my first video? She was the first one to get the Vaxels. I'm not sure. The Vaxels. Okay, the Vaxels. She was the first American, right in exactly the middle of these two eclipses. The X, okay, the Twitter becomes X. Okay, and that is the day that people are going to turn in 3 years later into zombies. Okay, crazy. And then I showed you how in my first video, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. And the picture of her getting the vax is a zombie face. I mean, I gotta laugh because if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry. So I gotta laugh and how preposterous some of this is, how silly and crazy this stuff is. I mean, it's just crazy. Okay, that's exactly in the middle. Okay, and again, the exact middle shows you that it's December as well. See, not only that, the exact middle shows you it's this is the 5th day in December. 9th is the first, the pre-day. 10th is the first day, 11th, 12th, 13th is the 4th day, 14th is 1 plus 4 is 5th day, is the zombie day, and that has to do with this. Okay, and then it's also, if you go from here to here, in between, right before you get to this day, the day right before this whole time frame is literally 2,421 days. And what's that backwards in a sense? 1224. So not only this has to do with the eclipse, and it goes to this day, and the full amount going to this day is 2422, but all the way up to this day, or as you can say, or you could say, every day of possible freedom up to the complete control is 20, starting from here, it's 2,421 days, and then on this day begins complete control, or the birth of the false Christ and his false body. And that just happens to be 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4, backwards, 144, the false 144, like I've shown, okay? And then 141 is also cast a magic spell. What a coincidence. And then it's also Bishop of Rome. See how this stuff is related to, I was showing you Obama and him, CQBO and Pope on a Rope, Bishop of Rome. Okay, that's his main character. Now I'm going to get into this. This is crazy. So the Bishop of Rome completely matches the false prophet in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 ciphers, and another 4 or 5 I didn't show here, but I'm going to show you how they exactly match. That is that. This is this. This is that. That satanic is satanic. Jewish, duh. This is so off the charts. I'm going to show you, if I'm just dealing with one here, how impossible it is. I'm going to show you the numbers and how, because people don't get it. They look at this and they go, this is absolutely proven. I prove that Bishop of Rome, that's his number one title, by the way. The Pope's number one title is the Bishop of Rome, and that how he is the false prophet. This proves it right here from 100%. You cannot disprove this. No one can disprove this. Nobody. I challenge anybody to even try. There's no one that could, because the numbers are so incredible. This is exactly 15 characters. 15 characters, or if you take the out, it's 12 characters, 12 characters. Now I'm going to show you this, prove this to you. So if I'm going to take the out because these match. If you just take Bishop of Rome and false prophet being 12 characters, and I'm not going to include the spaces. This makes it super basic, super simple. Look at this. This is a, it's like if you a numeric lock or whatever. This is a alpha, or I guess this is a lock based on letters. And you can see what I mean. So if you're trying to, let's say you had this as the code, and then you had this to match it to unlock this. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're talking about 12 here and 12 there. So let's say whether it hit this or hit that, it would unlock it. Okay, so the chance of it unlocking with this or with this is 1 in how much? Okay, I'm going to show you what it is. So first of all, the chance of B or F individually is 1 in 26. So we have 26. And then we have, again, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, all the way to Z, okay? And then, again, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, whatever, right? Okay, each one is the full alphabet on each one. So it's 26 times 12 across. 26 to the 12th power. That's what it would take. And we're just talking about one gematria. We're just talking about English. Okay, because A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. So 26 to the 12th power is that. 95 quadrillion, 428 trillion, 956 billion, 661,682,180. I'm feeling good enough to talk, so so it's a little bit better, thankfully. Okay, I thought I'd be done by now, but it's good. No, I'm not done yet. Okay, so, and this is so crazy. Having to do with this, I know it's exactly in the middle. There's 7 characters on this side, and there's 7 characters on this side, and exactly in the middle is 666. It's crazy. There's got to be so much more to this. I haven't delved into it, what this number is. I'm sure there is some, and the Lord told me there was. But look, right in exact middle, 7 characters on this side, 7 is 666 also having to do with this. It's crazy. Okay, boom. So on top of that, I wanted to show you. So we have 1 in 95 quadrillion. Go back here. 1 in 95 quadrillion that this matches this. Pretty much impossible. There's no way because it was planned. Okay, and that's just on one gematria. Like I said, just English. That's it. Now, just as a contrast, the odd and also the idea of lightning, because Barack is lightning. Barack means lightning in Hebrew. Okay, the odds of being struck by lightning. I'm gonna use this example because he is Barack, lightning falling from heaven. And watch this. This is according to numbers by the National Weather Service. Okay, in your lifetime, the odds of being struck by lightning is 1 in 15,300. Now this is super crazy because we're talking about and looking at the possibility of I know that lightning is Barack in Hebrew. Okay, and we're talking about Barack Sticky Obama. Okay, right? But then remember who's associated with him? His false prophet, Mr. 351, right there. See, 351. 351 backwards, right there. And then in a year, the odds of being struck by lightning in a year increase because over a year time versus lifetime, it increases. You have more of a chance over your whole lifetime to be struck by lightning than in 1 year. So that's 1 in 1,224,000. Well, right, what's right in there? 2 plus 4 is 6. 216. Obama, 216. 351. The Pope. Keep going. The odds of being struck by lightning in 1 day is 1 in 446,760,000. What's in that? 8. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 846, or 8th of April, 24. Boom. Daily, you have a 1 in 163,167,400,000 chance of being struck by lightning daily. And what's that? 163, and 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Stinky B.O., his full name, Barack Hussein Obama, is 163 in English gematria. He's the 44th president. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 44, 163. It's all in here. So that's just easy if you just extrapolate from here. They put these are made up numbers to make these two hang out in here, and the day of the mark and all that stuff right here. Now, boom, compare that to, just give you an example. You have more chance by far. I haven't worked out the numbers. I think you have more chance to be struck by lightning several days, or daily. Daily. You have more chance of being struck by lightning daily than you do for those two, the false prophet and Bishop of Rome, to match by far. Just to give you kind of that's 1 in 63 billion versus 1 in 95 quadrillion. Not to mention that we're just talking about one. We're not talking about all the other 15, or again, it was 4 more than that, I think. So, or no, I'm sorry, it was all the other 11 plus another 5, something like, it was like 16, something like that. I mean, it's off. I'm just trying to show you a little bit how the probabilities work. So when I show you about this gematria, this is planned. There's no chance in hell, no chance in heaven or hell that this would be the case. Okay. Anyway, let me go to iPad Go 2 here. So iPad Go 2 right here. iPad Go right here. Okay. I'm gonna do first and last letter code. Now I did first letter code in the other one. Sometimes they just do first letter code. Sometimes they do first and last letter code. Okay, so in this situation, they're doing I and then first and last letter code. It's hidden. Now, why is it I, comma, this is how it is technically, I, comma, pet goat? That makes no sense. I, the pet goat? I, the pet goat. I mean, the reason why they're doing this, and the Lord's made it very clear to me, is because they're separating I from pet goat. And then we have 2 more I's, because Roman numeral 2 is, the way they do it is they use I's in English. So this is I, so all the I's are red, and then first letter code is P and G, last letter code is T and T. Okay, now watch, I'm going to put this in order. Well, first I'm going to do this. So that's I is 9, P is 16, T is 20, G is 7, T is 20, I and I is 9 and 9. Okay, this is so crazy how this works. Okay, watch this. Boom. Now I'm going to put it in order, because first letter code goes first, and then second letter code, and then I'm going to put these numbers, because they're not, it doesn't make a word. I'm going to put it last. And I'm going to put these 9 together, because this is, see how this is separated from here? But these are together, 9, and then you have 2 more 9s, or two, I and I and I. So I'm going to put these two together over here. I'm going to first letter code, last letter code, and then 999. Now, this is so clear to me. You take this, I'm going to translate this to digital, so it's easy to turn upside down and backwards and show you. Boom, translate this to digital. So again, 16, 7, 20, 20, 999. Now watch. Upside down and backwards, we have 666, 0202, L91. Now I'm going to take this to the next screen. What I just turned this upside down and backwards. Again, it's all about upside down and backwards, opposites, all that stuff, okay? So 666 is what? Now watch. Now now this is backwards. Okay, I'm telling you, the Lord led me to this. This is insane. Okay, so let's do this backwards. So 9 plus 1, or let's go backwards completely. 1 plus 9 is 10. L is 12. I immediately saw this earlier, so I'm like, this is definitely 2020. 2020 backwards. 2020, and then whatever this date is, and there's a 666 involved. So that is 10th of December, 2020 is a 666. Okay, ready? So that's 10th of December, 2020 is 666. Well, what happened on 10th of December, 2020? That was right in the middle. That was right towards the end of the year of the COVID 1984. The COVID 1984, as I call it. What happened that day? Well, the advisory panel endorsed the use. It was emergency authorizations. I'll say it that way. I don't know how to say. Okay, of the hokey pokey. The first day it was just, and that is showing you that it is this. It's setting up this. Okay, it is not it, but it's setting this up. Okay, I'm showing you. This is crazy. Literally that day is when they authorized it. And I could even show you Gematria on emergency use and all that stuff. It's all sets up for that day too. I'm not getting to that right now. So this is iPad Goat 2 is hiding this. This is upside down and backwards. This, which is December. This, okay. Now watch. What is it also hiding? When this all begins. So that it's multiple things. It's what happened back then in 2020. It's also hiding December 10th. 10th of December 2020 is hiding this. Now I'm going to take these zeros and they're O's. And those O's are 15 or 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is 12. Again, 12 is 3. 10th of December 2023. Just like I showed you with that spiral anomaly date. Same kind of thing. Hidden in the zeros. There was 2 zeros and then 9. Now there's 2 zeros on the in between the 2's here. But those 2 zeros again, those 2 zeros are 6's, and those 6's become 12, and 12 becomes 3. This 10th of December, 23 again. So what is the 10th of December, 23, 666? It's the birth of the Antichrist. It's the first day. The 9th and 10th is the birth of the Antichrist, and he is 666, okay? It's the number of his name. And his name, I've shared many ways, it equals 666. The very basic way that Barack Hussein Obama name equals 666, the very first basic way, there's many, is his name is 18 characters. Barack Hussein, I'm just going to say it this way, Barack Hussein Obama, but that whole is 18 characters divided by 3 names equals 666. That's the first basic way. And there's many others I've shared. Okay, first basic way. No one else has any of this. Nobody, not even remotely close. It's literally in his name. And I'm going to show you something about his name that nails him to Revelation 13:18, that says his name is 666. Okay, but first of all, what happened on that day, December 10th, 2020? And it was an authorization of this company. I'm just going to say it that way, okay? And what is hiding in this? Is hiding there. I'm going to show you. It is Pres IF. What's Pres? Pres is a slang or short for president. What's IF? IF is I and F is 9 and 6. Well, I've been sharing for a long time, and I don't talk about this specifically, this one, as much, because I just don't get into it too much, but I do share that, like, sometimes 6 is 9, different things, different letters are hiding other numbers and things like that, but 9 is hiding 4. So Pres IF is Pres 96, or Pres 9 is very similar the way it's shaped and everything to 4. Pres 46. Who's President 46? Uncle Nasty Joe Biden time. Nasty Joe Biden time is Pres 46. And I've shared with you that the first day, 9th and 10th, right here, that he would step down somehow or be killed or step down and Harris would take over. And that is just matches the exact day of Pres 46. Okay, you'll see. Okay, and to make my point even more, why do some people mistake the number 4 for 9 when handwritten? It's common for people to mistake the number 4 for 9 when handwriting due to the similar shape of the two numbers. The number 4 is typically written with a straight line on top and a curved line on bottom, while the number 9 is written with a curved line on top and a straight line on the bottom. Both numbers have similar angles, which can lead to confusion. Additionally, when writing quickly or carelessly, two numbers can appear even more similar. So my point is that's a hidden thing by the elite. They hide all these things in plain sight, and a 4 is, in their mind, a 9, and 9 is a 4. I'm just telling you, and this is an example of why, even in handwritten or whatever, or in fonts. And also, 4 equals 9 in Gematria. When you add English and reverse, they're both 108. Okay, 108 is a magic number. Anyway, and another thing been wanting to tell you for a while is 108 is also, not only is it 168 upside down and backwards, is 1 plus 98 or 99, the 98th day of the year. All these other things I've shared about how 168, which is 1 plus 6 plus 8 is 114. Which is 24, which is X, which is the day of the... All these things I've shared before. 108 is simply 12 times 9, which is December 9th. Okay, so not only is it's showing you Eclipse Day in so many ways, the day of the Mars is also showing you secretly December 9th, the first day of his birth. Okay, bam. Okay, so another thing I want to show you, I've shown you this here in my previous video, that we had the birth of the invader. This was when the convid was supposedly isolated by Chinese scientists, and so considered the birth of the convid, 1984. And then this is when 777 days later was the invasion. This is the birth of the invader. This is the invasion. This is the Russian invasion. This is an invasion of the Russian invasion. I have this from previous thing. And by the way, 777 is the name of God. So this is the false God being born. Then 777 days later is the birth of the false God, the curse, the mark, the invasion of the body snatchers, the invasion. Let me show you another invasion now that I've been talking about December more. Bam, watch this. From this invasion, the Russian invasion into Ukraine, 666 days later is the invasion of Satan into Stinky B.O., his dead body, and that's the birth of the sun god on 12/21. Again, that's when the sun regains its strength and starts regaining and having more light in the day. 20th to the 21st this year is the winter solstice, which is the birth of the sun god. Heliofont. The birth of the sun is Heliofont, and birth of Helios, the sun god. There it is. 666 days exactly after the Russian invasion was the invasion of Satan onto the earth. He's cast down to earth. He's invading the earth. And he's no more prince of the power of the air. He's ticked off, and he wants to completely go after any kind of goodness on earth. Boom, there it is. Bam, I want to say that. Okay, also, iPad Go 2 was released on 6/24/2012. June 24, 2012 is released on their website and stuff, and then it was released on YouTube on July 3rd. July 3rd is July is 7, upside down and backwards is L is 12, 3rd is hiding 21, 12/21. And it's also hiding another birthday, which is December 24th. So the opposite on the calendar of 6/24 is 12/24. So you just go the opposite. So all the way... So 6 months later would be the opposite of a date in some form. And one way of looking at it, the opposite of 6/24 on the other side of the calendar is 12/24. Just like, typically the summer solstice is 6/21, and 6 months later the winter solstice is 12/21. Okay, again, opposites. So this is hiding opposite 12/24, the birth of the sun, or the birth of Stinky B.O., with Obama, as I showed on one of the first slides in this presentation and in my video 2, part 2. Obama, boom on 12/23 and 12/24. So that's the opposite. And to confirm this even more, the birth of the sun god is not only on the 21st, but on the 20th. 12/20, 12/20, 12/24, and 12/20. The birth of the sun god, 12/20, 12/21. Depending on the year, the winter solstice is 12/20 and 12/21. This year is 12/21, but his birth on, depending on the time zone, is 12/20, 12/21. And then when the United States is completely destroyed, 12/23, 12/24. So that's in iPad Goat's release. Again, predictive programming is the date inside hidden in everything. There's something hidden in everything. I can show you how it's hidden in the name, how it's hidden in the numbers of iPad Goat, how it's hidden in the summary of iPad Goat on IMDb, all these kind of different things. Bam. So then again, that's also hiding 12/24 and then 2012, 12/24, and then you have 2, get rid of the 0, you have 2, get rid of the 0, and 1 plus 2 is 3, 12/24, 23. The exact day and year. See? Bam. Okay, and to prove that even more about December 24th, oh, look at this. December 24th, 12/20 or 2012. Boom. December 24th, 2012, 2012, 2012, December 24th. See that? Boom. December 24th, 2012 or 12/20. See how that works? Crazy. Ellie Goulding looks angelic as Royal's Christmas celebration. This is in 2021. Again, that's 12/24/23. Take away the 0. Okay, what's this? What's going on there? This was uncanny. The TV special, which was filmed at Westminster Abbey and airs Christmas Eve, again 12/24. It's all about the eve of destruction. You ever heard that term, eve of destruction? It's the eve of destruction. That night is destruction, and it's the eve of the next age. That's why they love the transitions. Christmas Eve is to Christmas Day, as to New Year's Eve is to New Year's Day, as to the time before the destruction is to complete control. They love the eve and the day of things, and they do the symbols all over the place. Anyway, you can read the rest of this, but what is showing here? Look, see the floor? See the spotlight? See the white dress? See Ellie? All this here? What is this reminiscent of? Yes, exactly. White dress, blonde, checkered floor, Masonic floor, okay? She's holding something. She's holding a microphone. She's holding an apple. These equate in different ways. I'm not getting into that right now. And watch, who's watching right here sitting down? And then who's watching over here sitting down? He's sitting down watching. He's sitting down watching. Boom, even more. Ellie, she is Ellie Goulding. I color-coded these. She's Lily. It's really Lily, but E sounds like E. Y sounds like E. Lily, Ellie. See? White, blonde, a white dress, blonde, in a spotlight, in kind of a little bit dark spotlight. I mean, are you kidding me? Sitting down watching, and even more, he's sitting down watching, he's sitting down watching. Who are these people? Watch. They're both, the lighting is a little different, of course, in each situation, even outside here. But these are both navy blue suits with red striped ties and white shirts. In fact, the whole thing, navy blue suit, white shirt, red striped tie, is Gematria for this time. I'm not going to get into right now. Otherwise, I'd have a longer video if I got into every single little thing. But I'm going to show you here, more stuff here. Boom. Okay, now watch this. He is born on the 216th day of the year, and he is born on 21st of June. 216, 216. Same suit, same tie, roughly. Now, I'll show you about this tie. Watch about this tie. I've had one of these ties. I wasn't sale for a long time. I had one of these ties. Depending on the light, it looks like stripes either this way, so you can look like stripes this way or this way. Striped, white and red tie. By the way, white and red. Okay, why would you have a white and red tie? White and red is the exact phrase. White and red is 666. There's a reason why it's navy blue too. Navy blue is, oh man, there's so much thing I can get into. I make a 5-hour video if I got into every single little tiny thing. But striped red tie, or red and white striped tie, red and white striped tie in a different way, but so navy blue suit, white shirt. Okay, again, but that's what these are. Okay, I'm just telling you, believe it or not, that's what these are, and they're both sitting watching her. Please. Okay, now check this out. I'm going to keep going here because I want this to be under 2 hours if possible. Okay, January 1st, the first day of the year through Obama's birthday is 216 days. Now, this is a lot of people don't know this about Obama. Most people don't know this, of course. When you go from his day of birth to the last day of the year, okay, it's 216,000 minutes. Not only is he 216 this way, the first to his birthday, he's also 216 plus 216,000 to this side. So again, 216 is 6 times 6 times 6. But even more importantly, 216,000 nails him in a few different ways to being the Antichrist. And I'm going to prove that here. Watch this. Watch this. Are you listening? Are you ready? Do you got your do you have your tray your tray table and seat in the upright position or whatever? Okay. Are you buckled up, Buttercup? Okay. Revelation 13:18 says, "Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666." Now this is important, the way it says it in King James, because you notice this is italicized. This is italicized. I've been studying the word for over 30 years. Now it's almost 33 years. And I know a lot about the words Hebrew and Greek and idioms and figures of speech. I mean, all kinds of stuff I've learned over the years. And I know a lot of this stuff. So these were added. These are italics in this example. And that's good that they show this because these were added. They don't originally exist. Is and, for example. Okay, so what that means is it should be 600 score and 6. 600 score 6. No, not even an and. 600 score 6. Okay, now we give you an example on 3 score for those of you who do not know. 3 score is like 4 score. Remember, Lincoln said 4 score and 7 years ago, 1 score is 20. So 4 score and 7 means 87 years. So, for example, 4 score is 4 and 20. Okay, but 4 is right next to 20, which makes it times. Okay, and then when you have an and, then you're adding it as plus. Okay, so 4 score is 80, 4 times 20, and makes it plus. So act like that's a plus 7, which is 87 years. Okay, now I'll extrapolate that to this one. So we have 600, okay, 3 times 20. We do this first because that 4 score has got to be dealt with first. Or 3 score, I should say, on this one. 3 score is 60. 3 times 20 is 60. Okay? And to show you here, let me go this way. In the original Greek, okay, this is called the interlinear, which I've studied quite a bit over the years. Interlinear has the English and the Greek right above each other. The Greek right above the English. So you can see the kind of the cadence of how it's said and everything like that. And then this proves here the number of it, 666. There's no ands or anything. So that means times. So as evidence, there's an and right here. And the number, it is, and the number of it, 666. Okay, so there's an and right there, but there's no and. So it's times, using my example. So, first we're going to deal with this. It shows the example of 4 score and 3 score. 3 times 20 is 60. So again, these are right by each other. So there's no ands. That's an italicized. That's italicized. That's italicized. We have 600 3 score 6. 600 3 score 6 with 660 and 6, and those are times, not added. So that means, well, before I do that, here's an example of the same thing, but backwards. 600, 3 score, or 600, 60, and 6. Happy birthday, President Obama. Join us in celebrating his 60th birthday by chipping in or telling us how you've been given back to your community. Chipping in, chipping in. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Chipping in. the mark is the mark. Remember, the mark is 660, and it's a chip. I mean, seriously, are you awake? Are you seeing this? Please see this, because you can just as well go like this, and it's exactly backwards, right? As this 600, 60, and 6. This is 6, 6, 60, and 600. You could chip in for 666 or 660 and 600, but they're really times like I'm showing you. Now watch. What is that? What's 660 and 6? It's 216,000. Who's 216,000? This dude. From that to the end of the year, not only is he 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6, or 666, he's also 216,000 minutes from his birthday to the last day of the year. It's crazy. And to show that even more, he's even more connected to that, the count of human genes is put back in 1999. By the way, September 23rd to 99, the 99th day of the year, or upside down and backwards, September 23rd, the Revelation 12 sign, to upside down and backwards, 666. Or take away 1 and take away 9, because you can't with the rule of Kalel, and take away 89. You have September 23rd, like I showed you earlier, September 23rd to the mark, it's 99th day of the year. Or upside down and backwards, 66, take away the 1, rule of Kalel. 140,000. Okay, now it's getting more. It's getting closer. Then what happens here in 2010? Oh, the characterization of 20 sequenced human genomes. Genome is the full amount of genes in somebody. The genome, the full genome. Discovered per genome, per person, or per genome in a person, seems to stabilize at 144,000. Now watch, this is crazy. This is the whole reason for part 1, part 2, and part 3. To make this absolute statement here. So they call these single nucleotide variants. Okay, see, nucleotide. Oh, that's like a nuclear tide. The birth of the Antichrist is going to be a nuclear tide, by the way. Nucleotide. Okay, and that's each person or each variant. Okay, 144. So if in each person, which is the genome, the full genome in each person, or the DNA, the genes or DNA in a person is total of 144,000. They got up to as recently as 2010. Okay, is 144,000. So you split that, but you get 72,000 of those SNVs, nucleotide variants, single nucleotide variants. One that many from your father naturally, and that much from your mother naturally. And then you have unnaturally, what they're planning to give you is technological 72,000. Okay, and this is the Queen, what was it? June of 2022, last year, June, she did this whole ceremony where she did the triple helix light up ceremony of the Tree of Trees. That is a triple helix. They're showing a third strand of DNA, which would either be 72,000, 72,000, 72,000, which is the genome, how many of these SVNs, or it's also 23 chromosomes from the father, 23 chromosomes from the mother, and 23 chromosomes from technological chromosomes, which give you 69 chromosomes. And this tree, I did a little research, this tree just happens to be 69 feet tall. And if you look at the base of this tree, I'm going to include a link in the description box because it'll go to another YouTube video, so it should work. It should work, barring my not requiring my facial recognition. Oh God. Anyway, which I'll show this. She's going to press this globe. It's going to be on a pink cube, which, by the way, is in the PlayStation controller. It's triangle, which is delta. It's the O, which is omicronsals, and then the X is tausals, or the cross, and then the pink cube is all in the controller. Okay. Anyway, like I've shared before. Okay, so you have this 3 strands of DNA lit up by technology. Again, these are lit up by lights and wires going up into this thing, and you see the base of the tree is 3 strands, and you see the DNA going across here if you look at the pictures and stuff. But I'm going to include a link in the description box to her actually doing that and showing that happening. And then the last day of that the last day of that it was called her platinum jubilee was June, my mind is bleh, whatever, June 5th. The next day is 666, June 6th, 2022 was 666. And then 6 days later was 612. And then from 612 to the mark of the eclipse day is 666 days. Anyway, all these sixes is crazy. Okay, so then, but here we go. Father, 72,000 of the CNVs, Mother, 72, technological, 72,000, and there we go. You add those up and you get 216,000, which is what Revelation 13:18 is really saying. 600 times 60 times 6, 260,000. And who's 260,000? Stinky BO. Bam! Hello. And then check this out, okay? Remember this? Remember that? Remember that? All 216,000. That's him. Okay, and even more. See these SNVs? They're hinting to that, and not only the full name, but also SNVs. SNVs is 74 and 4444. What's that? That is in a body. Remember, this is in a body. These are in a body. The body of Jesus, 144,000, and the body of Lucifer, 144,000. Or see that? That's just a massive coincidence. So what I'm saying is, here we go. What I said in my last video is the last day of the destruction. The faithful are going up on 12/24, which is 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 is 144. The faithful 144, or the 144,000. That's how many SNVs, nucleotide variants. 144,000. That's how many variants or people. 144,000 in a body going up. And 107, 108 days later that's how many on this, which is 12/24, 4/8/24, which is 144, going down, going to HE double hockey sticks hell on earth. Bam. So, or the seal is the righteous, and this adds up to 12/24 or 144. This backwards is 441. This backwards, this plus this backwards is 441. This forward is 12/24, which is 144. 441, 144 is the seal, and then the mark is the same thing added up, which is 1134. The seal and the mark are both 1134. Upside down and backwards, hell. So what happens is the ones who are bearing the seal, the 144,000 or 144,000 variants. Okay, the variables, the different people, the different variants. The reason why you have 144,000 nucleotide variants is because those are different things in your body that make you different than other people are different. And there are different factors of difference or variance. Okay, and then that's also what makes the body of Christ or the body of Lucifer or Satan different, because it's different members of that body, forced or not forced. Okay, so I'm showing you the difference. They're matching numerically in the names, numerically in the dates, numerically in the what's in these bodies and each thing. It's crazy. What's literally in the physicality and the spirituality is 144 or 144,000, or ultimately technologically 216,000, which completely equates to Obama's body, the false Christ, coming by 4/8/24, proving it. Sorry, but I think I'm proving it. But that's my opinion. Okay, and so the 144,000, the real ones, leave on 12/24 and leave hell behind on earth. And then what ultimately on this date, 8/4, led by the false prophet and Stinky BO, the false prophet is 351. That's what this adds up to backwards. 1350, which is 351 backwards. And that is, these together is hell. 8/4/24. Like I said, right there, boom. The good go up, the 144 good, the 144 bad are in hell, or the curse after 108 days or 108 years. Chicago Cubs. Anyway, wow. Okay. Oh, and then also, this is so crazy. This slide right here, it ended up being the 254th slide I'm going to end it with this. And it being the 254th slide, I just did a quick little thing of my program. 254th slide. 254 is the 254th day of the year, which is the day of 9, 1, and then 1, okay? Which is all for prophesying, in a sense, the worldly prophesying of this time. What's coming in December, but it was also coming on the eclipse day of April 8th, 24. And that is 254. Remember I showed you how numbers next to each other, like 660 and 6, those next to each other are times, really times. They can be added too, but they can also be times. 254s is 108. 254s is 108, and that's what they're really showing, the 108, and what 108 is, and all the things that 108 is. 108 is 12 times 9, 12, 9 the first day. 108 is 168, because O is 15, which is 6. 168 upside down and backwards is 1 plus 98, or 99, the day of the eclipse. 108 is all these things. It's the eclipse day, and it's the first day, and it's the last day in December. It's all these things. That's what I'm showing. And then I end up having my very last slide is the 254th slide, the exact day of 9, 1, and then 1 that we're all familiar with. That happened in 2001. Okay? Please. It's crazy. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's all I had. Yeah, I was going to do an ending slide, and I don't know why I did. I guess because I'm not feeling too good. So I'm going to do with that. So hopefully I'm under 2. I'm very close, I think, to 2 hours. So I'm going to leave it at that. Man, I built a case. I made a case. This is so solid. I can't even say. No, we'll see what happens. So I'm not prophesying anything. I'm not saying it's definitely going to, but it is a prediction of these different events. So again, look for the timeline of events in comments. And please put some kind of positive comment in there so it goes to the top, because I can't pin the stupid thing to the top because they want facial recognition and all this other crud. I mean, this is the control is on the way. It's so close. If it doesn't happen in December somehow miraculously, and I'm not understanding, I know for a fact, I have no doubt whatsoever that eclipse day is the mark day. But I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. But we'll see. Again, it's my best speculation at this point. That's all I can do is do my massive guess based on how the Lord leads me. And, you know, it's so funny. When I've had some, over the years, I've had super religious, out of touch religious people, just completely out of touch. I mean, if you're ultra religious, you got something going on in your heart, and you need to deal with it. I mean, or you're going to be stuck here, and you're going to have to work it out. That's what it's all about. The people that haven't figured out the stuff in their heart and are not connected to Jesus really, truly as their master, and they're going to be stuck here to work this stuff out in the tribulation. And a lot of them are going to die during it. And hopefully you get this idea and figure this out, and that it's all about a relationship and not about religion. It's about a relationship with Jesus, and he leads you to understand who God is. I mean, that's how it works. That's how it works. But if you're missing this whole thing, people have said, "Oh, you know, you're prophesying this stuff. You're doing all." I'm not. Or if you are wrong, or if this stuff was right and you've been wrong so many times, it's not of God. Wow, you don't understand how this works. You don't understand how this works at all. I mean, it's not a surprise. I mean, a super religious person that can't see the forest for the trees would not understand that whatsoever. Jesus gives you clues, and then you interpret that the best you can. That's all anybody can do. And that's what he wants me to do. And he wants me to get my interpretations out there each time, because people come aboard, and I brought several people to the Lord over the years. A lot of it's through email. They email me and say, how do I do this? How do I know the Lord? Or I came to the Lord, and all this stuff. And, because they're seeing real stuff that things the Lord show me are phenomenal, and it's not from me. They're seeing it's from him. It's not from me. I mean, how could it be? How can I find these intricate details of these things, these crazy anagrams, these crazy things, add all this stuff up on my own? I mean, it's impossible to find. It's an incredible labyrinth of information and numbers and all this stuff. I couldn't do it. There's no way. I mean, I have some, like I said, some level of intelligence, but to find all this stuff and within certain time frames and all this stuff is impossible. I realize that. And when I see this stuff, when the Lord shows me so many things and how he has over the years, I am so humbled. It's beyond belief. I know it doesn't come from me, and I have no arrogance whatsoever anymore. I used to when I was young and stupid and everything, but I don't have any, because I'm humbled by everything he does and how he shows me, and it blows my ever-loving mind every single day what he shows me. Even in my sickness right now, and how am I even to talk right now, because I've got so much prayers for me that I'm just able to keep going right now, I guess. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for sharing this. If you can, please share this with as many people as you can. And you look at the timeline, and we might be just a couple days away from this. So I'll leave it at that. And this is Exalted Lamb 1. God bless you. Over and out.